Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jenna Liston.
And I'm Tanner Holbrook. Thanks for joining us. A suspect in the Paris terrorist attacks was questioned by police on Saturday before they let him go. That from a source close to the investigation. The source says police stopped and questioned Salah Abdeslam just a few hours after the attacks. He was driving towards the Belgian border and was not detained. But this morning, French police have issued the equivalent of an APB for him. Authorities believe he's one of three brothers involved in the Friday's bloodshed. One was killed in the attacks, another was arrested in Belgium, while Salah Abdeslam is still at large and dangerous, according to officials.
Governor Mike Pence said today he is suspending the resettlement of a Syrian refugee in Indiana. Governors from at least 15 other states have also said they won't accept refugees after reports suggested one of the Paris bombers may have posed as a refugee. Pence was directing all state agencies to stop resettling Syrian refugees until the federal government has assured proper security measures. A spokeswoman from Family and Social Services said it's completely at the discretion of the state communities to make the decision. But a former chief counsel of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services said there is no constitutional power for a state to exclude anyone from its territories. Republican leaders in Indiana praised Pence for his decision, but Exodus Refugee Immigration of Indianapolis said refugees are the most screened group of people entering the country.
President Obama is defending his strategy fighting ISIS amid Friday's terrorist attacks against Paris. The terror group took responsibility for the attacks, which left at least 129 people dead. The president told reporters at the G20 summit in Turkey he will intensify the strategy he's already put forward, and he believes it will ultimately work. He also said the U.S. will do more to help France deal with terrorist threats.
We're working closely with our French partners as they pursue their investigations and track down suspects. France is already a strong counterterrorism partner, and today we're announcing a new agreement. We're streamlining the process by which we share intelligence and operational military information with France. This will allow our personnel to pass threat information, including on ISIL, to our French partners even more quickly and more often, because we need to be doing everything we can to protect against more attacks and protect our citizens.
Obama also dismissed the idea of sending ground troops to fighting ISIS, calling it a mistake. The president also urged the world to continue supporting and accepting Syrian refugees. He said closing the borders due to terror attacks would be, in his words, a betrayal of our values.
ISIS released a video Monday threatening Washington, D.C. with terror attacks following Friday's attacks in Paris. Militants threatened that the U.S. would suffer the same fate as France. News of the video came around as leaders of the U.S. stepped up their response to Paris attacks, saying the nation needed to heighten security before another attack like September 11th, 2001 occurred. Well, you know, Tanner, what day is it? What's the date today?
It is November 16th, 2015.
That's right. So why is it that on November 16th that I am going outside in a sweatshirt? I have my big jacket ready for winter, but I don't know, I've heard from Kaylee, getting weather ready, that there's a little snow this weekend coming.
Yeah, I wouldn't settle too much on the nice weather. So, Kaylee, what can you tell us?
Well, we will possibly be seeing some showers and some snow possibly this weekend. As we take a look at our currents, we are at 50 degrees with south-south winds at 7 miles per hour. We do look here at our current radar and you do see a little bit of spotty rain chances out there, a little bit dissipating. And as we come up here into your upcoming forecast, we will be looking at your rain chances for the next few days, cooler temperatures, and again, those possible snow showers this weekend.
All right, thanks, Kaylee. President Obama will award the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award to former Indiana Representative Lee Hamilton and Indianapolis native William Ruckelshaus. The Presidential Medal of Freedom Award is given to those who have made significant contributions to national security, world peace, or cultural developments. In a statement, the White House called Hamilton one of the most influential voices on international relations and American national security.
Indiana Senate Republican leaders say they plan to introduce a measure intended to enhance civil rights protections, including protections for religious freedoms for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people. Efforts to expand protections for LGBT Hoosiers have been underway since March, when lawmakers passed and Governor Mike Pence signed Indiana's Religious Freedom Restoration Act. Plans have been underway since March, when Governor Mike Pence signed Indiana's Religious Freedom Restoration Act, and the law sets a judicial standard to weigh religious obligations, but opponents feared it would allow business owners to deny services to gays and lesbians for religious reasons. Boycotts and event cancellations were followed.
All right, when NewsLink Indiana comes back, we'll have the latest information on the Muncie Reserve police officer who was arrested in Fishers.
And several Ball State students had the opportunity to pick up some self-defense skills. We have that and more after this.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. A Reserve Muncie police officer was arrested on Saturday morning in Fishers and is being held on charges of battery, rape, and human trafficking. According to a statement released by the Fishers Police Department, a minor had been physically and sexually abused in the home of Lonnie Hatland and also coerced her into having non-consensual sexual encounters with other men. NewsLink Indiana's lead reporter on the story, Tony Sanlaban, is joining us with more. So, Tony, what have you found out about this situation?
Well, I was able to speak with both the Muncie Chief of Police, Steve Stewart, and the Hamilton County Prosecutor. Neither one was really able to give me many details on the actual case itself, as an ongoing investigation. But as you can see here, this is Lonnie Hatland. He had been a Reserve Muncie police officer for 21 years, and according to Chief Stewart, he had not had a history of issues while with the force. He was arrested in his Fishers home in Lantern Overlook at the intersection of Shoe Overlook Drive and Lantern Road. The Fishers police directed me to the Hamilton County prosecutor, who told me charges had not yet been filed and he couldn't talk to me until they were. Now, he and his team are currently working and going over details. They will determine whether or not to press charges in the next 24 hours. Hatland is due back in court tomorrow at 1:15 in the afternoon. He's currently being held at the Hamilton County Jail on a $52,500 bond. Now, Chief Stewart did inform me Hatland had been relieved of his duties as a reserve officer in the Muncie Force.
So, Tony, can you explain a little bit on what a reserve officer does?
Sure. A reserve officer is essentially a part-time police officer. They typically work about 16 hours a month, and that involves simple things, relieving the active duty officers of some of their responsibilities, such as traffic patrols, things of that nature. Most of the time when they are working on the clock, they are accompanied by a full-time officer, just to ensure that things continue. But for the most part, they essentially relieve some of the easier responsibilities of the full-time police officers.
And so does Muncie Police Department have a sort of sexual, prevention program for their officers to go through?
They actually do not. Chief Stewart informed me that the oath to serve and protect should be enough to hold his officers to a higher standard. Now, he said that obviously this was not the case with Hatland, but he does believe that simply serving on the force and part of the job being to prevent such things from happening should be enough to teach his officers what to do and what not to do, both on and off the clock when with the force.
All right. Thank you so much, Tony, and we look forward to more details coming in the future on the story.
Absolutely.
A Portland woman's Facebook post showing an on-duty Muncie police officer texting while driving has now more than 1,500 shares on social media. Muncie Police Chief Steve Stewart said that he is very disappointed in what the photos show. The woman wrote that she and her husband were driving on East McGalliard Road over the weekend when they saw the officer looking down at his phone. Whatever the officer was looking at caused him to not realize the light was green and almost hit a curb. An Indiana law that went into effect in 2011 says texting and driving is prohibited and carries a $500 fine.
Every year, around 20% of college students are sexually assaulted or raped. NewsLink Indiana's Jackie Miller reports on Ball State's rape aggression defense class.
Knott's Edwards Hall director, Jeff Tilson, talks about his role in helping students with sexual assault.
We try to help the students as best they can when they come to us with those kind of concerns.
According to nsvrc.org, 9 in 10 sexual assault victims know their offender. These on-campus defense classes are great resources to help students stay safe. Knott's Edwards residence assistant, Kylie Mazer, talks about her involvement with the defense class.
A lot of the girls came to me about, they heard about the program and they were like, can we do this? And I was like, I'm all for just empowering them to feel safe on campus and letting them kind of know what they can do to help themselves. So working with UPD has been that great connection there.
Students are asked to RSVP for the event. The class will be held tomorrow night at 7:15 in the University Police Department. In Muncie, I'm Jackie Miller.
For more information about rape and sexual assault on college campuses, visit www.nsvrc.org.
A house across the street from Central High School caught fire this afternoon. The Muncie Fire Department was called to the two-story house on the 700 block of North Walnut Street. Flames could be seen on the house's east side and south sides. The blaze was under control after 12:30 p.m. and most of the damage occurred on the second floor. Firefighters sprayed water on the house's south side and burned the structure to avoid any new fires from happening. Thankfully, no one was inside the house. As of yet, the cause of the fire is unknown.
Marsh has been a grocery store icon in Muncie for the last 80 years and is now considering adding another location to the area. The Muncie-born company says that depending on its location, it could help resolve at least a small part of the city's food problem, and that areas of Muncie don't have easy access to groceries. Possible locations could include northeast side of Muncie as well as downtown and the near southeast part of town. However, a location by Ball State University is out of the picture.
A delay in materials needed to finish Muncie's new hotel could mean a delay in its opening. Metal panels are needed to cover the exterior of the courtyard. Without them, the hotel might not be able to open December 15th. The almost $30 million project includes a restaurant, bistro, other retail spots, and a training facility for people with disabilities who want to re-enter the workforce. Officials will inspect the project on December 3rd to see if the hotel can still open without finishing part of the exterior.
Well, rain is here and bringing cold temperatures with it.
Could there be a chance for some snow soon? We'll have the full weather forecast after the break.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Now, Jenna, it's kind of warm for November, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm really excited that it's still warm, but I don't know, I'm kind of getting excited for, that winter wonderland season. It's kind of cheesy, but it's okay. But Kaylee, can you tell us a little about what's coming up the rest of the week and possibly for the weekend?
Yeah, you wouldn't think after today that we would be having some rain chances possibly. As we look here at the last 14 hours on McKinley and Riverside, still sunny skies above average temperatures. Definitely for the month of November, very, very rare. As we look here at your national temperatures, Minneapolis at 49, Denver a little bit cooler at 36, even Las Vegas and Los Angeles still in the 50s, almost hitting 60 degrees. But as we look into the state of Indiana, Muncie is at 50 degrees. Indianapolis is at 45 degrees. Kokomo as well at 45 degrees. And down here in the southern part of the state, Bloomington at 47 degrees. As we look here at tonight's forecast, a low of 48 here in Muncie with those off and on possible showers tonight. You can see a little bit of higher winds here at 11 miles per hour. As we take a look here in tomorrow's forecast, a high of 64, but again, those rain chances are here to stay for the next few days. And winds getting higher at 19 miles per hour, so a little bit windier just like we had last week as well. As we take a look here at our almanac, we do see today's high was 60 degrees and our low tonight will get around 48 degrees. Again, 9 degrees above the average, but you can see here in 1982, we did reach a record low, so not that cold yet, not that warm, so we're having some beautiful temperatures here for the month of November. So you can see our 24-hour temperature change a little bit cooler here as we do see this storm coming from Illinois. As we look here at Precision Cast, we can see that Tuesday at 12 p.m. These storm chances all crossing into the state of Indiana and mostly in Illinois. And as we move throughout the day on Tuesday and into Wednesday at 12 a.m., we do see those rain chances again coming back into the forecast. And they will stay until Wednesday night again when we do see another big band of storms coming through. But again, these storms will wrap up Wednesday night, and as you can see here, midnight on Wednesday, we do see no rain chances. So we take a look here at your 7-day forecast. We can see that Tuesday, again, a high of 64 degrees with those rain chances. Those rain chances do continue into Wednesday with a high of 68 degrees. Thursday, a little bit cooler temperatures as this rain does move through with a high of 49. 52 with clear skies on Friday. Saturday, cooler temperatures again with those snow chances possible as the high only gets down to 33 degrees. We do get warmer from there though with clear skies.
I think I was just maybe a little bit too excited for the snow coming in. We have to get through the rain first, you guys, and then we'll get some snow maybe, but thank you, Kaylee, for that weather update. So coming up in Ball State sports, the Ball State men's basketball team takes on the Eastern Illinois Panthers.
And a preview of the football game tomorrow at Ohio University.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Josh Shelton with sports. The home opener for Ball State's men's basketball team is underway in Worthing Arena, where the Cardinals take on the Eastern Illinois Panthers. The Cardinals are coming off a tough 1-point loss to the Bradley Braves on Friday and look to rebound tonight on the court. With a stout defense and well-balanced offense, Ball State looks to shake off Friday's game and come out tonight with a win. Charlie gets the crowd warmed up. Ball State comes out firing as Sean Sellers drains a long-range jumper for 2 points to put the Cardinals up. Then Niles Smith passes to Jeremiah Davis, who takes a step and floats the ball through the hoop to continue the offensive showcase. But the Panthers weren't going anywhere as Lucas Jones drills a 3 to bring Eastern Illinois back into the mix. But Bo Calhoun was on fire as he leads the team in points tonight and will knock down a step-back jumper before the end of the half to fire up his team. Ball State went on to defeat Eastern Illinois 73-56. Calhoun led the team with 17 points and 12 rebounds. Now over into the football news. After starting the season 2-1, Ball State's football team has gone 1-6 with a tough matchup in Athens. The Cardinals will take on the 6-4 Bobcats at Ohio University tomorrow night. The Bobcat fans will be in full force, not only because the game will be shown on ESPNU, but also because it is senior night for the Bobcats football team. NewsLink caught up with Coach Pete Lembo for his thoughts on Ohio's football team.
Ohio is a very good football team, a program that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. And I've said many, many times throughout my 4.5 or so years here at Ball State that I think they're a great model program for our conference.
Coach Lembo also said that the bye week has helped the players with nailing down the fundamentals. Lembo used quarterback Riley Neal as a prime example of players benefiting from the 8 days of rest. Neal was inconsistent in the game last week against Central Michigan, but has used the extra practice time to his advantage and is eager to lead the Cardinals to the victory tomorrow night. So guys, the Cardinals are poised to turn this season around maybe, and Coach Lembo hopes that the boys will do it this tomorrow night.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a winning season, you know.
Yeah, I think we'll have to wait maybe another year for that one.
What are your thoughts on this upcoming game? Do you think they can take it on strong?
I think so. I think they've had the 8 days of rest, so they'll be able to turn things around. They've had time to work on everything. So I think tomorrow will be a good game to watch.
Yeah, we'll keep on rooting for them, here at NewsLink.
All right, when we come back, find out about the latest news coming out of Emmons Auditorium.
And the late Paul Walker's daughter is suing Porsche. We have this and more for you and NewsLink Entertainment.
Hello, I'm Marquise G, and here's tonight's entertainment news. If you can't wait for great entertainment, then consider seeing the next performance in the Emmons Artist Series event. Flashdance the Musical will be showing in Emmons Auditorium on November 13th, 2013 at 7:30 p.m. The phenomenal classic is celebrating its 30th anniversary with music and new songs at the forefront. While they will stick with some of the classic songs such as Maniac, I Love Rock and Roll, and Flashdance, Oh What a Feeling. What a Feeling, 16 new songs will be introduced with music and lyrics by Robbie Roth and Robert Carey. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime performance and pick up your tickets at the Emmons box office. As many of you know, the famous actor Paul Walker was killed in a fatal car crash on November 30th in Santa Clarita, California. Roger Rodas, a close friend of Walker, was the driver, while Walker wrote passenger in the 2005 Porsche Carrera GT. While the solo vehicle collision was caused by speeds ranging from 80 to 93 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone, Walker's 16-year-old daughter, Meadow Walker, has filed a lawsuit against Porsche, accusing the company of contributing to her father's untimely death. Meadow is arguing that the Porsche vehicle lacked the safety features necessary to prevent the accident. Porsche has recently responded, saying that Walker, quote, assumed all risk, unquote, as a knowledgeable Porsche driver. They are blaming the incident on the speeding that took place and alterations and abuses on the car that were unforeseeable by the company. Autopsy reports state that neither Rodas nor Walker were under the influence of any alcohol or drugs at the time. Both were wearing seatbelts, and airbags did deploy for both the driver and Walker. That's all for tonight. Back to you at the desk.
All right, thanks, Marquise. Kaylee, how about a final check of the weather?
Well, we are going to be having some rain chances in the next few days, and we will be seeing some cooler temperatures this weekend as well, as we do see Saturday with those possible rain/slow mix. And we will be reaching a high of 33 degrees. But again, we are keeping higher temperatures in the next few days and won't see those until the weekend. But we are seeing some clear skies after this rain does move out of the forecast as well.
All right, thanks, Kaylee. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a great night.